Hey Cruiser, welcome back to Chris Craft. I'm Josh Wells, and today we are going to measure the floors for new carpeting. We know Stargazer deserves better, but before we pull out the old carpet, we need to measure them and make them into templates so that we can figure out how much carpet to buy. So if you like DIT boat repair, don't forget to like and subscribe down below. All right, let's get started. Thanks for stopping by today, Cruiser. These are the old carpets. We are getting rid of all of them, but we're gonna use them as templates because a lot of them fit really close to what we want. We're gonna fix anything we see before we take them off the boat. Okay, when you're measuring, Cruiser, you don't have to be super accurate. You're looking for rough measurements. You just wanna make sure that you have the dimension of width and length and all the compartments that go with it. So what I'm actually gonna do is take the widest berth of the boat and I'm gonna figure out from bow to aft what it is. Now I'm gonna go to the longest point this way, which is actually gonna be in this hatch. But this is actually a very narrow space. This isn't even 3 feet. And when you're measuring back into the hatch, make sure that you get all the way to the back. You might not have to carpet it, but I'm gonna put a rug in here. I currently have this rug is secured into this hatch. I'm gonna do it a little differently because I'm gonna do it with snaps. So I'm gonna cut this off at the hatch. Okay, Cruiser, so you only need a few tools to use your current carpet as a template. If it's glued down or screwed down, you have to do something different. Ours is not, so it's gonna be pretty easy. You need a tape measure. I like a 25 footer, just to make sure we have it. You need a very good permanent marker. I really like the industrial Sharpie because you're gonna have to color on top of your carpet. You're gonna make marks on it to fix it. And you need a straight edge and a pair of scissors. And you are good to go. You want to measure from wherever the center of your room is. You always want to measure the center of your room or the widest part of your room. And then I'm having a problem getting to my back wall, so I'm going to go this way. And once again, you don't need to be exact right now. Your rug itself is the template. And I think we're good. I think we have everything we need. So like right here, the carpets don't line up. I'm gonna mark this with a Marks-a-Lot, with that black marker, right in here, so that I know that that's actually where it doesn't work. This hatch does the exact same thing. And our captain nailed this down. So I'm gonna have to pull all these staples out, which isn't a big deal because I'm gonna use snaps in each corner. Probably 3 along each edge so that I don't trip. So this is a hatch to the engine, and this is a hatch to the engine. So I might make my carpet straight along here. I can get as much carpet as I want. It's America. Before you start making any marks, you want to be as close to your edges as possible. You want to close off any and all gaps if you can. I have found that I want just a little more space around this square. So I'm going to grab my straight edge and make a mark. You want to be as accurate as possible here because later you're going to be cutting this out. You're doing something your mother would have beat you to an inch of your life about. You're literally marking on the floor. Kids, if I see you mark on my walls or my floors, we are going to have a very serious talk. Do not do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this back and make sure my template's right. I'm going to cut this out. Again, I'm using really fancy fabric shears, which I'm sure Nikki will be psyched about, but I actually need to cut more out than I cut
Cutting the carpet like this might seem strange at first, but you're gonna save yourself a lot of time and effort at the end. By doing this, you'll have really reliable templates you can trust. When you go to cut the new carpet, you'll have doubts of the little details. I'm not sure feelings is what I call those. Where do I make that cut? Geez, wasn't I supposed to add something here? I know I took something away here. Yeah, no, I definitely need to do that. So take your time, build trust and confidence in your templates to save yourself that anguish. In the event that you make a mistake, like I just did by cutting off too much, mark the back of the rug. When you go to cut the new carpet, you'll know exactly where you want it. Make all your markings similar so that you have less to remember. Having a legend or a key isn't just smart, it's also fun. Plus, it gives you a chance to make up a new language that only you and your carpet know. So you can pass messages back and forth, in secret.
This is not straight. So I put a plus down here. At the bottom, I put a plus, and at the top, I wrote straight so that I know to make a straight cut right there. Do you see how this is the wrong way? That's what we're going to cut off. I'm right-handed, so cutting to the right. When we lay this back down to test it, should line straight up. So take your time and trust your templates. So now what you do is you just put it back in. And see if she lines up.
This template is done, but I'm gonna leave it just a hair long while I decide where I wanna cut in the hatches. I'm gonna mark on the carpet to note where the hatches are, and I'm marking some marks on the back so that I can remember where I want it just a little bit longer, like I did before with the plus signs, or in my new carpet language.
Is that a funny note there? Why don't I share it with the class? Does anybody here read French?
Again, stay consistent with your directions, and it'll turn out great.
I know to move this edge to now that mark straight over, because it's plus, plus, plus all the way up. This will be one carpet. This will be one carpet. So when I went into this hatch, all I have to do is lift it. And then this carpet in the center here will hardly ever, if never, move. And I think I do a long piece here, so we have continuity.
The carpet that goes into the cabinet should be 2 panels. That way, when we lift up the carpet, we don't have to empty everything out of the cabinet to remove the hatch under the carpet.
Brilliant! Not that that was annoying. I think this looks like it's just coming straight up. So I don't think this is glued down. So this is easy, and it's already labeled dinette. So roll it up, move it out, move it up, roll it out, roll it out.
Over here? You're killing me, Smalls.
I know.
Just look how fast the process goes when you have a really good template. Sammy's on board to give me a hand with those pesky staples nailed into the floor. We need to start laying down the new carpet in an attempt to test it and see how it fits. So far, the carpet, the main cabin, and the dinette fit really well. Don't skip this step, cruiser. This is what gives you that professional look. Can't stress this enough, cruiser. You're going to want to test your carpet before you install it for good. This is your last chance to make any changes to your designs and layout. In our case, we're getting it professionally bound. So the last thing we're going to want to do is make a change after we've committed to it and then have to go buy new carpet for the second time. That's no fun at all. As we lay down our carpet, we have to be aware of the edges that need to be trimmed. You want to reveal, and if you're going to bind your carpet for that factory look, every inside corner costs extra per corner. So you're going to want to make choices you can afford to live with.
Brilliant! Brilliant!
So it's tight everywhere, which is unfortunate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it tight on this side. Just like life, you got to pick a side. So I'm going to pick this one. Just like life, you got to pick a side.
Pro tip, cruiser, use your scissors to break the glue line. Run it along where you're going to want to cut with your box cutter, and it will be good and tight. Perfect every time when you're ready for binding.
And use the dullest blade you can find, because that's smart. That's wicked smart.
My boy's wicked smart.
That's why I like scissors. Scissors gives you a straight edge. I'm going to cut down it. It's under a cabinet, so even if I'm wrong, it's not going to be bad. Okay, so that's a good line there. Looks like these are good lines here. So this is back in business here. I'm using the glue lines, the fibers, as a grid. Pro tip, use it as a grid.
Here's another pro tip, 427 cruiser. When the carpet is tight against the edge or too close, use the point of your scissors and run it down the crease of the carpet so that you know what line to cut on. Once you've finished that cut, test it again. You know what they say, test twice, cut once, or something like that.
Okay, so that lines up. That lines up. That lines up. That lines up. Door closed, no seam. So now all we have to do is do under the door, and you have yourself, I believe the cool kids call it carpet, not carpot. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove one strip. And just like in grade school, stay within the lines. I think this does this.
Once you have all the pieces tested and lined up right, use your special permanent marker to label the pieces on the back of the carpet. Especially since we have 3 different pieces for the hatches that are almost identical. We put a lot of effort into getting these super accurate. It's very important we don't mix them up now. I learned this little trick as a young man. I had 3 friends that were triplets named Peter, Paul, and Patrick. They were always mixing things up. Lastly, we're taking the final pieces and cutting out where the hatches would be. I think after all this, it's safe to say I don't need my gym membership anymore.
Well done, Josh. Well done.
Thanks for joining us today, Cruiser. We love you, and we hope that you join us again when we bind and install the new carpet. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below to keep up with our adventures of good old Stargazer. Until next time, I'm Josh Wells, and remember, William Sprague once said, a light and trivial mind never has a great idea, and never accomplishes anything great while standing on awful carpet. Or something like that. See you soon, Cruiser!